do I still buy CDs? CDs are obsolete, right? You don't need a tangible medium to listen to music anymore, and if you do, vinyl's more authentic. Like most kids in the 80s, I started out collecting vinyl, but then I got a CD player for my 18th birthday in 1992, and CDs were the thing. I started building a CD collection. They stopped even releasing albums on vinyl. It was a dying medium. And when I moved to the US in the mid-90s, I had to pack my life into 2 suitcases. There certainly wasn't room for a bunch of old albums and singles I wasn't even really listening to anymore because I've mostly replaced them by CDs. Fast forward a decade and I've got 1,000 plus CDs, everything's great, but then all of a sudden you've got downloads and iTunes. And so I decided to try and move with the times. And I actually bought a couple of albums as downloads, but I ended up getting them on CD as well, because when you look at your CD shelf and you've got all these albums by a certain artist, except the last one that you only have on download, it'll eat away at your soul. Why don't I just keep my CDs in wallets so that I don't have to think about the albums that I can't see because I don't own them? Well, to me, that'd be missing the point. Being able to look at my collection is part of the pleasure I get out of owning it. Every single one of those albums has a memory attached to it. They're the closest thing I have to a journal. Each one is like a key to a memory that would otherwise remain locked. They're the one thing that connects the me that I am now to the me that I was then when I bought the album. Without my collection right there in front of me, I couldn't pull out the 2008 album by the Magnetic Fields called Distortion that came in a pink cardboard sleeve that my daughter liked so much when she was a toddler at the time, she would take it out and chew on it. And I got mad at the time, but now I can pull that out and I can see her little tooth marks on it and it makes me happy. Seeing all the spines on the shelf, that makes me think about albums I haven't thought about in ages, and I'll pick them up and I'll listen to them, and then all of a sudden those memories come flooding back. CDs in wallets won't give me that. So when vinyl came back in, I could have just bought a record player and enjoyed vinyl recordings of my favourite music because that's a truer representation of recorded sound, right? Well, no. Now, if you love the warmth of vinyl, then I'm happy for you. But don't kid yourself that it's a more authentic recording of a performance, because it's really not. Now sure, a CD is only sampling an audio wave rather than encoding it directly into a groove. But the Shannon-Nyquist theorem shows that a CD can still replicate the whole audio wave, and even if it doesn't, a digital master recording sounds identical to the human ear. If society ever collapses, which doesn't seem as far-fetched an idea as it once did, then as long as I've got my CD Discman and I can find some battery somewhere, I can still listen to music. And let's face it, listening to music is one of the things that makes life bearable as it is, and society hasn't even collapsed yet. If it does, where's your cloud going to be then? How are you going to access that music? And I don't see many battery-operated record players on the market either. Sure, hopefully society won't collapse anytime soon, but think about this. People aren't even buying downloads so much anymore. Everything's streamed, Apple, Spotify. Sure, you have access to all the music, but you don't own it. You're just renting it. Apple figured out it could just make more money by making you pay them every month. They've got you on the end of a string. I say no. I say enough. It's not so much even about ownership as it is about taking back control from the middlemen. I buy CDs so the artist is getting paid and I get to keep the music. Sure, the middlemen are getting their share, but I am not signing a contract. There is pure joy to me in knowing that one of my favourite artists is releasing an album on a Friday. There's joy in waking up that morning and knowing that it's coming. There's joy in going from work at lunchtime and going to the store and buying it. That's getting harder to do because I can only buy CDs that I find in the store. I want to support local record stores, but I can't buy things that they don't have in stock. And I don't blame them, and I don't even blame their distributors. They can only get CDs that are being manufactured, and CDs are only going to be manufactured when they're profitable. Like so many joys in this world, it is being strangled by the passage of time. So when it's gone and my collection stops growing, at least I'll have it, it won't get any smaller, and when the zombies come, I'll still be able to listen to my music. This has been Rants from a Chaise Longue. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you're so inclined. See you next time.